Hello, I'm Dr. Noelle Lucas from Blue Oasis Pet Hospital, and I am going to answer some questions that you might have about cats, fleas, and ticks, and some of the ways that we educate you. And I have an assistant that's going to ask me a few questions that you might have about your cat and fleas and ticks.
So fleas and ticks are parasites, correct?
Yeah, so fleas and ticks, they live on the outside of your pet's body. They're external parasites.
How do fleas and ticks impact the health of a cat?
So fleas and ticks, because they are parasites, they actually will take blood meals in a small cat. They can actually be fatal, right? So many fleas can actually take enough blood out of a small cat that it can be life-threatening. We know that fleas and ticks pass certain diseases, as well as some intestinal parasites can be contracted from fleas. So fleas and ticks can cause a whole lot of problems for our cats.
So how can a vet help with flea and tick prevention in cats?
So how do we prevent fleas and ticks? So the most common would be a topical flea and tick prevention. Cats are challenging to give oral medications to, but there are some really great options out there for oral prevention. And then there are some different collars that are available. Again, your veterinarian should be the one making those recommendations, specifically what types of products to use for your cat and their lifestyle. We recommend that you do not use over-the-counter products, as some of those actually can be quite toxic to your cat, and we have seen cats come in with emergencies from improper use of over-the-counter flea tick preventions.
What are some signs and symptoms of flea and tick infestation in the cats?
So what are some signs of flea and tick infestation in a cat? So in a cat, fleas can cause flea anemia. They can also cause a flea bite or flea bite allergy, so a lot of intense allergy and itch. We can see secondary infections. They can also pass some infectious diseases. So they go those parasites go internally and make your cat sick. And those symptoms can be anemia, lethargy, just some real significant diseases, and some fatal ones passed by fleas. As well as ticks. There's actually in Middle Tennessee area, there's actually a tick species that can transmit bobcat fever or cytoxoonosis to a cat, and it is known to be incredibly life-threatening. So we have limited treatments, and when we do find a cat has cytoxoonosis because of a tick bite, it's life-threatening and it can be fatal.
What do fleas and ticks look like on cats?
So a little flea, only a couple millimeters, black. Fleas, because cats are such fastidious groomers, they're grooming themselves a lot. Oftentimes the flea burden on a cat is quite low, and owners sometimes never ever see a flea. Usually we see fleas when we come into the cat comes into the pet hospital. We're doing some flea combing. We're actually maybe even looking for some flea dirt, which is the excrement of the little flea. We can find that on their hair coat or maybe on the exam table after we're doing an exam. Ticks, usually a cat that has a tick may be engorged, especially around their ears. Sometimes we'll find them on their little bottoms. So ticks are a little bit easier for the pet parent to find because they're a little larger. I can't tell you how many cats I've seen that owners are shocked when we find a flea on their cat, because they just never thought that their cat would ever have a flea, and we can find them sometimes.
What are the most effective flea and tick treatments?
So the most effective flea and tick treatments are ones that are prescribed often from your veterinarian. We have really safe, very effective flea and tick preventions that are on the market. We really want you to have that conversation with your veterinarian. The more common ones that we're going to use are topicals, because again, cats are more difficult to give oral preventions to. We also do have a collar that we do recommend for our cats for flea and tick prevention.
What should I do if I find fleas and ticks?
So if you find a flea or a tick on your cat, don't panic. We really want you to ask your veterinarian what's the most effective how to treat it. And then also we want to prevent them, because we know if we find one, we're probably going to find more. So again, partnering with your veterinarian and your healthcare providers will be the best way for us to treat your cat. If you have some real specific questions, we're happy to help you. Please reach out to Blue Oasis Pet Hospital.